Crypto Billionaire 69 coming back at you guys with another daily in-depth technical analysis on the overall market in Dogelon Mars. I hope everyone is having an amazing weekend, beautiful weekend. And before we get into the charts, I think it's important that we go over the overall market because I'm starting to see some fear going on here. Okay? Now it's important to stay strong, remain patient as we're seeing this little dip that we're going through. So before Dogelon Mars, I'm going to do a little review of Bitcoin because Bitcoin pretty much affects everything else. So let's open up TradingView and see what we're working with here. So as we can see, we hit these all-time highs in January, and since then we have retraced back down. If we do swing low to swing high, below this 0.236 fib level, coming down, almost touching this 0.382 fib level. So now, if this was considered a healthy retracement, that means a healthy retracement looks like from swing low to swing high, it comes up, touches the high, and then retraces back down to the 0.382 and pushes higher, or the 0.236. These are both considered healthy. Where it gets a little overextended is around this 0.5 level. So if we see a break through the $74,000 level on Bitcoin, that wouldn't necessarily mean we are in a healthy retracement for another pump higher in the future. That means if we break below this 74,000, that, hold up, sorry guys. The TV started playing out of nowhere. That means the overall market will most likely continue to average lower like this before we see another pump. Okay, so yeah, or even do something like this. I'm not saying that's gonna happen. I'm saying if it breaks below this $74,000 level, then the likelihood of this happening raises a lot. So what we're genuinely looking for is a nice bounce from this previous low. Okay, it would suck if we saw it break below this major level of support that it came down and touched around the $78,000 level. What we really want to see is something like today being one of the reddest days of the week, where we come down, create new support, and then we start coming back up to consolidate here. And then throughout the rest of this week, we see a break through this upward trend line. That's what we want to see. So if today we do end up either closing around this $83,000 level or retracing higher, what we want to see then is a push above this 0.236 red Fibonacci level around the 87,000s in a hold. So then it can start spring loading for the next move higher. Personally, that is what I'm hoping will happen, because if that happens, then Dogelon Mars will also follow, and that also goes into the theory that Dogelon Mars is going to have a nice little juicy pump here soon. We're down almost 8% just today, which is pretty insane, because in the last 7 days we're down 20%. In the last month, 40%. In the last year, we're down 62% on Dogelon Mars. So keep in mind the market cap is at 73 million. When we saw it pump a couple, what was that? We saw it pump right here a couple months ago. January 23rd, it hit $181 million market cap. All right, so that's more than double where we are right now. So keep that in mind. And the levels we're looking at here are also very important. So everything is still going according to plan. It's continuing to follow this downward trend line. and make lower highs, but eventually it's going to hit a major level of support, most likely around this 1162 level. And then bounce up, back up to here, right? And then from there, we can go up to this 20 level again, right? Now, if Bitcoin continues to push higher and it goes above 100K, this is all if Bitcoin today hits a little bounce and hits some support, and throughout the next week, we see that consolidation and break higher of that downward trend line on Bitcoin, right? This is what it could mean for Dogelon Mars. It means it comes down around this range, hits support, pushes higher than this 15, comes up to this 20, most likely hits resistance, comes back down, something like this. And then we see another spike if Bitcoin pushes back above those 100K levels, sending the fear and greed index into like the 50 to 60 area. We'll see another spike up to here around this 26 level. So, yeah, guys, it all correlates with Bitcoin. But at the moment, I want to go ahead and look at the market cap of that 15 level. So this is the last year. We've seen this spike up to 181 mil. We're seeing all the way down here these major level of supports. We're coming to touch around this 67 million. And then if we see a bounce, we could see a bounce all the way up to the 100 million mark again, and even to the 120 million, right? And if Bitcoin decides to break, which, keep in mind, the economy is all shifting towards holding Bitcoin long term, which is a really good thing for Bitcoin and the asset value of that, and all of this big money to flow back into Bitcoin. So, with the stockpile and whatnot. So, if Bitcoin does break above those $130,000 levels again, that means we're going to see another break above this here, this $181 million mark, up into the 200 millions. Now, this is where things can get crazy. This is one scenario, but this is where things can get crazy. If we break above 200 mil, and we break above this previous high around this 256, then there's absolutely nothing stopping us from coming all the way up to like 600 mil, right? This is where we start seeing crazy money. But we will talk more about that if Bitcoin decides to break that downward trend line. Now, on the flip side, if it continues to go down to that 0.5 Fibonacci level, around, what was it, like 87,000, then we're going to see Dogelon Mars come down to the $67,000 million market cap level, and most likely break below that. So, but yeah, I don't think we'll see a break below until we see another little bounce. So we'll keep that in mind. But yeah. So if Bitcoin decides to keep dropping, Dogelon Mars will also do the same. We'll probably see a nice little juicy pump once we come down and hit these support levels. But if Bitcoin decides to keep dropping, and we don't see buyers, not only today, but also throughout the rest of next week, then Dogelon Mars will be hurting as well. But that's crypto. So yeah, I'll definitely keep my eyes on this and keep you guys updated because it's pretty important. If we go ahead and do this though, and we go to, let's say, 1 month candles, we'll keep this in mind and draw the fib level out. from low to high. All-time low is like, on this chart it's only 1,000, but it would be lower. Now this is, you see what we are seeing here is a nice healthy retracement, it looks, right? It really depends on what this next month candle does, which being March 9th, this candle has a lot more it can do as well. So what we saw last month is a push to a retracement to this 0.236 Fibonacci level around this 84,582 level, and then we saw it push below it all the way down to the 77 and then retrace up. Starting in March, we saw a pump to this 95 and then a dump to this 80, and now we are hovering around this 82, right? So we want to see this continue to make these higher lows and break through this horizontal line at the bottom of this candle wick, preferably in this month, right? So if we could start to reverse the change, reverse the momentum and break through this $84,396 level this weekend or mid next week, that will give us a very nice chance of pushing higher to this 89 and above level. So keep that in mind. And if that happens, that just will indicate technical analysis wise into the overall market that Bitcoin is in a healthy retracement and is ready to make a move higher. So yeah, it's exciting times. Just make sure to stay disciplined, stay patient, and stay strong, because the crypto markets churn a lot of people out. 95% of people sell their money before they make a profit. And as long as you hold, eventually you will make a profit if you're in a stable coin that is not a rug. And saying Dogelon Mars is a stable coin that is not a rug is a pretty valid statement, because we have been on the market for more than 3 years. Yeah, making gains. So, yep. I think that's all I have for you guys. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button, and leave a comment if you guys want to get into some conversation about what you think is going to happen, what you think is going on. Also join the Patreon. We can talk one-on-one there in the private community, and you'll get daily alerts and buy alerts and sell alerts, and a chance to win a technical analysis course as well. So yeah, guys, it's looking rough right now, not gonna lie, but this is exactly what we had planned, and we saw this coming since this last little pump. And I mean, we've seen this just coming for a few weeks now, but we will get a pump, so keep that in mind. We'll see a nice green candle, something like this, that will pump us back up, and yeah, at that point we will do more analyzing and see what the best move is. Excuse me, guys. Crypto Bean is 69. I love you guys. I hope you are having a wonderful weekend, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Crypto Bean is 69 out.